Hi, everybody. As you remember, in our last session, we talked about British people who are really bad at learning languages, and there, um, there's a newspaper which decided to send a person, Max, to an intensive course to learn a language. And now there's a listening part about Max. He completed his intensive course and he went to Madrid. And let's see what happened. We will listen to it.
7.12.
There were
Okay, listen and complete these gaps according to the listening.
4 tests for me to complete in Madrid. I had to order a drink and a sandwich in a bar, ask the price and understand it. Then I had to ask for directions in the street and follow them, then get a taxi to a famous place, and finally phone somebody and leave a message on their voicemail. There were just 3 rules. You mustn't use a dictionary or phrasebook app. You must only speak Spanish, and you mustn't use your hands or mime or write anything down.
Let's listen it again.
7.12.
There were 4 tests for me to complete in Madrid. I had to order a drink and a sandwich in a bar, ask the price and understand it. Then I had to ask for directions in the street and follow them, then get a taxi to a famous place, and finally phone somebody and leave a message on their voicemail. There were just 3 rules. You mustn't use a dictionary or phrasebook app. You must only speak Spanish, and you mustn't use your hands or mime or write anything down.
Okay, let's answer them. Yes, the test. In the test, what do you have to do? You have to order a drink and a what? What did he say here? Sandwich in a bar and ask how much it is and understand the price. Ask for the directions in the street and follow them. Get a what to a famous place. You have to get a taxi to a famous place. Leave a message on somebody's voicemail. Voicemail, sesli mesaj değil mi? And the rules. What are the rules? Bunlar yapman gerekenler, yapmaman gerekenler nelermiş? You mustn't use a or phrasebook app. You mustn't use a, he said, dictionary. And you must only speak what? Spanish, yes. You mustn't use your or mime or write anything down. You mustn't use your hands demişti next burada. Okay, when you look at the highlighted phrases, which phrases mean do this, it's important. Yes, do this, it's important. Which one? You have to or you mustn't? Yes, you have to, you must. You have to and you must do this, it's important. Don't do this, it's a bad idea. Which phrase? And it is you mustn't diyoruz. Okay. Now look at an extract from article in 2 and does the highlighted phrase mean what? Which one? Many British people think I don't have to learn a foreign language because everyone speaks English nowadays. Buradaki don't have to demek. I don't need to do this or I can't do this. Yapamıyorum mu yoksa yapmama gerek yok mu? Değil mi? Which one? Yes, this one. I don't need to do this. Many British people, birçok İngiliz şu şekilde düşünüyor. İngilizceyi herkes konuşabildiği için farklı bir dil, yabancı dil öğrenmek zorunlulukları yok. Yani öyle bir ihtiyaçları yok, zorunda değiller diyoruz. Evet, buradaki gramer konumuz must, mustn't, have to, don't have to ve olumsuzu. Şimdi Kitaplarınızdan varsa sayfa 138'e geçelim. Burada grammar bank yapacağız. 7C alıştırmasını. Have to, don't have to, must and mustn't. Have to ve don't have to dinleyelim.
7.13.
I have to speak English at work.
She has to get up at 7 every day.
We don't have to wear a uniform at this school.
He doesn't have to work on Saturdays.
Do I have to buy a grammar book?
What time does she have to get up in the morning?
Evet. We use have to talk about rules and obligations. Have to'yu zorunluluklarda, kuralları anlatırken have to kullanıyoruz. Have to'dan sonra yine fiilin birinci halini. I have to, we have to, they have to, you have to şeklinde çekimliyoruz. Fakat yine singular subjectlerde he, she, it'te bunu has to olarak he has to, she has to, it has to şeklinde yapıyoruz. Olumsuzunda ise I don't have to, we don't have to, you don't have to, he doesn't have to, she doesn't have to, it doesn't have to. Sorularda ise geniş zamanda yardımcı fiilimiz do ve does başa gelecek. Do I have to? Do you have to? Do they have to? Do we have to? Does she have to? Does he have to? Does it have to? Şeklinde olmalı. Peki have to'yu zorunluluklarda ve kurallarda kullanıyoruz dedik. Peki don't have to, doesn't have to olduğunda ne yapıyoruz? Öyle bir zorunluluk yok. Yapmak zorunda değilsin. We don't have to wear a uniform at this school. Bu okulda üniforma giymek zorunda değiliz. He doesn't have to work on Saturdays. It's holiday. Cumartesi günleri çalışmak zorunda değil. Öyle bir zorunluluğu yok. Not necessary. It's not necessary diyebiliriz. We use do and does to make questions and negative. Evet, yardımcı fiilimiz geniş zamanda do ve does'ı olumsuzlarda ve sorularda kullanmamız gerekiyor. Do I have to? No, not have I to go or has she to go? No. Ayrıca have to'yu modal olarak kullandığımız için herhangi bir kısaltma yapmıyoruz. No, we don't have, we don't contract have or has. I have to go, not able to go. I have to go. Must and mustn't. Yine must ve must da kurallarda ve zorunluluklarda kullanıyoruz. You must do your homework tonight. She must tidy her room before she goes out. Bütün özneler için must şeklinde kullanacağız. Tekil ya da çoğul şeklinde ayırmıyoruz. You mustn't leave your bags here. Evet, must not ya da mustn't. Bunun yazılışına burada dikkat edelim. Must'tan sonra not olumsuzluk ekini bu şekilde kısaltma yapıyoruz. Genellikle must'taki t'yi unutuyorsunuz. Ona dikkat edelim. I mustn't forget to call her tonight. Unutmamalıyım yani bu. Must I go to bed now? When must we decide about the part? Yine soru yaparken de must özneden önce gelmeli ve bütün özneler için must şeklinde, must haliyle kullanılıyor. Must ve mustn't, burada yine tekrar edelim, bütün özneler için, kişiler, şahıslar için aynıdır form. Ve mustn't ise yasaklarda kullanıyoruz. Yapmaman gereken durumlarda kullanıyoruz. Must ve have to, yes, they are similar, very similar, but there is a small difference. Çok küçük bir farkımız var. Have to'yu genel kurallar için kullanıyoruz. İşte işte, okulda herhangi bir yasa varsa have to kullanıyoruz. We have to start work at 7. Must'ta hani dedik ki burada yine zorunluluklarda, kurallarda kullanırız ama bu genellikle personal obligation'larda. Kişinin kendinden gelen, kendi içinden gelen kurallarda. For example, there is an exam tomorrow, so I must study very hard tonight. Yani sınav olduğu için bugün daha çok çalışmalıyım. Bugün çok çalışmam gerekiyor demeliyim diyoruz. Burada have to diyemeyiz. A parent to a child, evet, bir ebeveyn çocuğuna şu şekilde, you must go to bed now, but we often can use must or have to. Hani evet, bir anne çocuğuna, bir baba çocuğuna evet yatağa erken gitmesin, yatmalısın artık, şimdi uyumalısın dediğinde must kullanıyoruz. Ama must ve have to'yu bazen de birbiri yerine de kullanılabilir. Sadece ayıracak olursak have to kurallarda, dışarıdan bir hükümetin, kanunun koyduğu kurallarda have to, fakat kişinin içselleştirilmiş, kişinin kendine verdiği, kendi kendine koyduğu kurallarda ise must kullanıyoruz. Hani must ve have to birbirinin yerine kullanılabilir bazı yerlerde diyoruz. Hani anlam olarak evet, ikisi de zorunluluk ifade eder. Fakat olumsuzları hiç de aynı şekilde değildir. Tamamen anlamları farklıdır. You mustn't go dediğimizde hani bunu yapmamalısın, bu yasak anlamında, bunu yapamazsın, yapmamalısın, yasak. Ama don't have to, doesn't have to dediğimizde ise artık have to yasaktan çıkıyor ve bunu yapmana gerek yok anlamına geliyor. Bunu yapmak zorunda değilsin diyoruz. Hani yapmamalısın ayrıdır, yapmak zorunda değilsin ayrıdır. Not necessary, not have to, it's not obligatory diyorsak don't have to, ama no, it's prohibited, don't do that dediğimizde ise mustn't kullanıyoruz. Yes, impersonal you. We often use have to and must with impersonal you. You people in general. Eğer siz genel kastediyorsak insanları, hani herkes için kullanılan bir şey varsa bir cümlede, you have to wear a seat belt in a car, bu bütün insanlar içindir ve cümleyi işte arabada takmalısınız, takmalısınız şeklinde you'yu kullanıyoruz. Ama bu ise you mustn't take photos in the museum ise burada ise e, yine siz müzede fotoğraf çekmek yasaktır, çekemezsiniz anlamına gelmekte. Impersonal you diyoruz. Diğer sayfaya, alıştırma sayfasına geçelim şimdi. Yes, complete the sentences with the correct form of have to. Have to'yu burada nasıl getireceğiz bakalım. Şimdi bunun için size ben biraz süre vereceğim. Fiillerimiz burada. Complete the sentences with a verb from the list in the ing form. Evet, burada ing form ile dolduracaksınız. Fakat buradan hangi fiil, hangi boşluğa gelecek ona karar verelim. Sorry, not 7B, 7C. Yes. Correct form of have to. Have to'yu bulacağız. I'm so sorry. I don't have to go to school on Saturdays. Cumartesi günleri okula gitmeme gerek yok. Diğerlerine hemen kısa bir göz atalım, yapmaya çalışalım. Şimdi yapabiliriz. Yes, Janice study very hard. She has exams soon. Ne olacak burada? Janice she öznesi olduğu için burada have to nasıl gelecek? She has to study very hard. Çok çalışmak zorunda. Buy a ticket before you get on the bus. It costs 4 and the machine is over there. Evet. Otobüse binmeden önce you have to buy a ticket. He shows the machine is over there and it costs £4. Your sister go to London for her job interview. Yes. Your sister, it's she. So the auxiliary verb is does. Does your sister is a question, so have to. Have to go to London. Mike wear a really ugly uniform at his new school. He hates it. Mike, so he hates it. It means that he is wearing, he has to wear. We get up early tomorrow. Our flight leaves at 6:30. So they they or we have to get up early. Harry worked today. He has a day off. So he has a day off. So Harry doesn't have to work today. Bugün çalışmak zorunda değil çünkü off günü. Bugün tatil diyoruz. Can you wait a moment? Make a phone call. Onu bekletiyoruz. O zaman ne yapmamız gerekiyor? Hani benim bir işim var demek ki. Bir şey zorundayım. I have to make a phone call. Bir konuşma yapmak, telefon etmek zorundayım. Go to bed. It's only 10 o'clock. Yani burada sorumuz do we have to go to bed? Yatmak zorunda mıyız? And part B, circle the correct form. Tick if both are possible. Evet. Her ikisi de doğruysa işaretleyebiliriz. Bazılarında teki doğru olabilir. Hemen burayı da yapalım. Yes, we don't have to go to school next week. It's holiday. Gitmek zorunda değiliz. Bakalım. You cross the road when the traffic lights are red. Evet, traffic lights are left olduğu zaman, trafik ışıkları kırmızı olduğunda geçmek zorunda değil misin yoksa geçmemeli misin? Tabii ki de değil mi? Geçmemelisin. You mustn't. What do I have to, what must I do when I finish this project? Which one is? What do I have to do? Bu projeyi, bu egzersizi bitirdikten sonra ne yapmalıyım? Yeah, both of them are correct. The concert is free. Yani bedavaysa konser bedava. Yani ödeme yapmamalısın mı? Yapmak zorunda değilsin mi? Yani not necessary değil mi? You don't have to. We are late for the meeting. We have to go. We must go now. Both of them are correct, right? I'm sorry. And next question is, you don't have to, mustn't leave the door open. The dog will get out. Evet, açık bırakmamalısın. Yoksa köpek kaçar gider değil mi? Dışarı çıkar. Don't have to olmaz. I have to pay. I must pay Jane back the money she lent me. Evet, ödemeliyim, ödemek zorundayım. Both of them are correct. Bir zorunluluk, obligation var. In Britain, you drive on the left. Evet. Yine bir kuralımız var. Her ikisi de olur değil mi? You have to drive, you must drive on the left. Both of them are correct. Don't have to, mustn't be told to be good at football. Evet. Futbolda iyi olmak için uzun olmamalısın. Olmak zorunda değilsin. Tabii ki de don't have to diyoruz. You don't have to be told. Evet. Şimdi tekrar kitaplarımızdan go to page 59 and let's listen. Look at Mac's test again. And which test do you think was the easiest for him? And which do you think was the most difficult? Listen and check your answers.
7.15.
I arrived at Madrid airport where I met Paula. Hola, soy Max.
Encantada. Soy Paula.
Paula took me to my hotel, and that evening we went to the centre of Madrid, and it was time for my first test. I had to order a sandwich and a drink in a bar, then ask for the bill. I sat down at the bar and I tried to order a beer and a ham sandwich. Por favor, una cerveza y un bocadillo de jamón.
Enseguida.
Fantastic! The waiter understood me first time. My pronunciation wasn't perfect, but I got my beer and my sandwich. I really enjoyed it. But then the more difficult bit, asking for the bill. ¿Cuánto es?
6.90.
¿Cómo?
6.90.
6.90. I understood. Paula gave me 8 points for the test. I was very happy with that. Next, we went out into the street. Test number 2 was asking for directions and, very important, understanding them. We were in a narrow street, and I had to stop someone and ask them for the nearest chemist, una farmacia. I stopped a woman. At first, I didn't understand anything she said.
Siga todo recto y tome la segunda por la derecha. Hay una farmacia en esa calle.
I asked the woman to speak more slowly.
Todo recto y tome la segunda calle por la derecha. Derecha.
I got it this time, I think. The second street on the right. I followed the directions and guess what? There was a chemist there. 7 points from Paula. Test number 3. I wasn't looking forward to this one. I had to get a taxi to a famous place in Madrid. Paula wrote down the name of the place on a piece of paper. It was the name of the football stadium where Real Madrid play. We stopped a taxi. El Bernabéu, por favor.
¿Qué? ¿Dónde?
He didn't understand me. I tried again, but he still didn't understand. I was desperate, so I said, Real Madrid Stadium, football.
Ah, el Santiago Bernabéu.
Finally. Paula only gave me 5 because I ended up using English. Still, at least I made the taxi driver understand where I wanted to go. And so, to the final test. I had to leave a message in Spanish on somebody's voicemail. I had to give my name, spell it, and ask the person to call me back. Paula gave me the number. It was one of her friends called Lola, and I dialed. I was feeling a bit nervous at this point, because speaking on the phone in a foreign language is never easy.
Deje su mensaje después de la señal.
Buenas noches. Soy Max. Max. M-A-X. Por favor, llamarme esta noche. Oh, yes. A las 8:30. Gracias. Well, my grammar wasn't right, but I left the message. Half an hour later, at 8:30, Lola phoned me. Success! Paula gave me 8 points. That was the end of my 4 tests. Paula was pleased with me. My final score was 7. I was quite happy with that. So, how much can you learn in a month? Well, of course you can't learn Spanish in a month, but you can learn enough to survive if you're on holiday or on a trip. Now I want to go back to England and try and learn some more. Adios!
Okay, yes, after this listening, we learned that the easiest test for Max it was ordering the beer and sandwich, and the most difficult was getting a taxi. Um, let's answer this, mark the sentences true or false here. Yes, the waiter didn't understand Max. Is it true or false? I'm sorry, do this, all the questions. Okay, now the waiter didn't understand Max. It's false. The waiter understood Max. The bill was 6.90 euros. Is it true or false? Yes, true. The chemist was the first street on the right. This is false. And the writer understood the name of the stadium. No, false. And Max made a grammar mistake when he left the voicemail message. Yes. And Mark's final mark was 8. No, it was 7. And Max says you can learn the language in a month. This is false. It's impossible. He says, okay, how well do you think you could do a Max 4 test in English? What do you have to say? For example, to order a drink and ask a sandwich and ask the price when you go to a restaurant. Okay, what do we say? Can I have a coffee and a cheese sandwich? And how much is it, right? To ask somebody in the street for directions, for example, the nearest chemist. Excuse me, could you tell me where is the nearest, could you tell me where the nearest chemist is? You can ask like that. To tell a taxi driver where you want to go, okay? Um, you are in a car and you tell a taxi driver, could you take me to the airport, please? To leave a voicemail message that you have called and would like the person to call you back. Hi, it's Anna. Could you call me back? My number is oh blah blah blah. You can leave your voice message like that, right? And the next uh, exercise is vocabulary and pronunciation, adjectives plus prepositions and stress on prepositions. Evet, sıfat ve edat olduğunda vurgunun edatta olduğunu açıklayan bir alıştırmamız. Some adjectives are usually followed by certain prepositions. Evet, the British are famous for being bad at learning languages and it's useful to learn the prepositions with the adjectives. Evet, bazı sıfatlar kendinden sonra belirli edatlar alır. Prepositionlar. Famous for, bad at, good at gibi. Evet, complete the sentences with a preposition from the list. Evet, prepositionlarımız at, for, from, in, of, to ve with. Beraber yapalım burayı. Do you think you are good at learning languages? Dil öğrenmede iyi olduğunu düşünüyor musun? Is there anything about learning English that you are bad at? And what? Evet, good at, bad at zaten they are opposites. Do you think listening to pop music is good? Your English? Good niçin? For your English, why not? Are you afraid? Afraid of ile kullanılır. Going to places where you don't speak the language and dilini konuşamadığın bir yere gitmekten korkar mısın? What English speaking countries are you most interested in? Hangi ilgilenmek? Interested in. And tourism. Which towns or cities in your country are full of tourists in the summer. Full of, değil mi? Full of. What tourist attraction is your country famous? Hangi turistik yerler, turistik gezilip görülebilecek attraction, güzel yerler, famous for? And are people in your country usually nice? Ülkenizdeki insanlar turistlere karşı hoşlarlar mı? Nice to tourists. And do you angry with tourists who don't try to speak your language? Why not? And are people in the capital city very different? Different is that alacağı preposition from'dur. Different from people in the rest of the country diyoruz. Zamanımız kısıtlı olduğu için these listening parts we are skipping. And writing part, go to page 117, writing a formal email. Okay. Yes, a formal email. Read the email to language school. Tick the questions that Marek wants the school to answer. Evet. Burada hangi soruları sormak istiyor? Marek wants the school to answer. Hangi soruları cevaplamasını okuldan istiyor? Evet. Dear sir or madam, I'm writing to ask for information about your language courses. I am 31 years old and I work in the library at Comenius University in Bratislava, Slovakia. I can read English quite well, but I need to improve my listening and speaking. The book I'm currently studying is Pre-Intermediate Common European Framework Level A2-B1. I'd like to do an intensive course for 3 weeks next summer. Is it possible to do 3 hours of general English and 2 hours of business English every day? Could you please send me some information, dates, and prices? I'd like also some information about accommodation. Accommodation, a place where to stay. If possible, I'd like to stay with a family. However, my wife would like to visit me for a week when I am at school. Could she stay with me in the same family? I look forward to hearing from you. Yours faithfully, and Marek Fabriat. Yes, which questions Marek wants the school to answer? How much do the courses cost? Yes. When the courses start and finish? Can I combine 2 kinds of classes? And can my wife stay with me? These are the questions that Marek wants the school to answer, değil mi? How many students are there in a class? He doesn't wonder it. Where are the teachers from? No, this is not the thing he asked from the school. Right, this is an email that Marek sends to his school. Yes, look at the highlighted phrases and how would they be different in an informal email? Bu bir formal değil, resmi bir yazı. Yes, dear sir, I am writing. I look forward to hearing from you and yours faithfully. Bunlara bir bakalım. Dear sir and madam. Bu informal, mesela bir arkadaşımıza yazacağımız yazı da olabilir. Orada nasıl olmalı sizce? Dear sir, madam değil de, değil mi? Hi, dear deyip ismiyle hitap edebiliriz. Dear Ana, hi Mark gibi. I am writing, burada formal yazılarda kısaltma yapamıyoruz. Ama informal yazılarda contraction kullanabiliriz. I'm writing. Aynı şekilde I'd like, I would like, I'd like şeklinde yazabiliriz. However, bununla birlikte bağlacının yerine but daha informal bir bağlaç kullanabiliriz. I look forward to hearing from you. Sizden hani haber almayı dört gözle bekliyorum. Özne kullanmadan looking forward to hearing from you. Yours faithfully ile bitirmektense best wishes, all the best, love, sevgilerimle gibi bitirebiliriz mailimizi. Şimdi diğer sayfanın yan tarafında ise mailimizi okuyalım. Read the advertisement and then plan an email to the school. Decide how long you want to study for, what kind of course, and where you want to stay. Think of 2 or 3 questions you would like to ask. Bu ise sizin yazmanız gerekecek olan plan. Evet. Learn English in Dublin. Come and improve your English this summer. Yes, we run courses from 2 to 4 weeks. 2 hafta ile 4 hafta arasında bir kursları varmış. You can have classes from 3 to 6 hours a day, or you can combine studying with cultural activities like theater trips or museum visits. Yes, you can also combine. There are general English courses from beginner to advanced, as well as business English and exam preparation classes. Good. And you can stay with a local family or in student accommodation. Write to us for more information. Tell us about yourself, what you are looking for, and we will suggest the perfect course for you and email us at this address. Now you are going to write a formal email asking for information, and you are going to write in 2 paragraphs. Paragraph 1, explain why you are writing, and you have to give here some personal information, your age, occupation, and your level of English. Evet, ilk paragrafta yazma amacınız, kişisel bilgileriniz, işte yaşınız, mesleğiniz, hangi seviyedeyiz İngilizce, bunu yazacaksınız. In the second paragraph, you explain what you would like to do. Ask your questions and ask them to send you the information. Burada siz sorularınızı soracaksınız ve onlardan size hangi bilgileri göndermesini istiyorsa onları isteyeceksiniz. Ayrıca mail yazarken de gramer hatasına, punctuation, noktalamaya ve spelling yazılışa, spelling, hecelemeye dikkat etmeniz gerekmekte. Okay? To say how long you want to study for, what kind of course, where you want to stay. Ve 2 tane de soru, 2 ya da 3 soru şeklinde bunu örnek alarak yazabilirsiniz. Başlangıç, nasıl başlanması gerekiyor, soru ve sorularınızı nasıl soracaksınız ve nasıl bitiriyorsunuz. Okay? Have a nice day. See you. Bye bye.